I love you. Mwah. So much divine love for you all. You are so loved, so guided, and so protected by the divine. And I hope that you are doing well whenever this live stream or the replay of this finds you. We are going to hop into this collective reading for you all. I'm so excited. I just opened the chat box, so say hello. Let me know where you are watching this live stream from. All right. Ooh, I forgot. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. All right, so let's jump into this collective message for you all. Remember, only take what resonates for you and your situation in this message and just leave what doesn't resonate. So I'm going to use a couple of decks. I'm going to use the career, success, the money, and then work your light oracle over here. And then I have some tattoo tarot over here that we're going to use. All right, but by the title, as you can already see, this is what Spirit wanted me to talk about as what I was feeling in the collective's energy is I know a lot of you are navigating through a lot of challenges. There's a lot of growth going on. A lot of individuals are having breakthroughs. There's so much going on out in the collective's energy. So we're going to talk about achieving great things, how it will be hard, and how it does come with some solitude periods in your life. I've had a few people come for sessions lately, and I've seen that they are struggling really bad with this. And when you're in it, it is hard to understand when these periods come in your life where you may have periods where you're just completely alone, where maybe your friends or family members or just the people that were surrounded around you, they don't fully understand what you're doing. Some may not agree. You know, there's always something going on, and that can sometimes leave individuals feeling a bit afraid to be alone, or almost sometimes people will question themselves and think that there's something wrong with them when these are just normal growth periods in our life that do at times require us to go through these periods where we are completely alone. So let me pull some cards on this. Oh, there's my neighbors, there's some workers out there. They're repairing the roof. So if there's noise, background noise, I apologize. All right, so Spirit, let's give the collective a good message regarding this. Solitude, what do they need to know? How can we help them understand what's going on? All right, I'm just going to let cards fly out, and what do they need to know regarding their path that they're on? Whether this is career, spiritual path, you're growing a business, you're just growing spiritually, or you're just having all of these moments of, ooh, there's Spirit confirming, of just growth, because our soul wants to grow and evolve, but it's our humanness that keeps us wrapped in our head, wrapped in our ego. We can sabotage things because we just don't understand. But that is why I'm here, darlings, to help you. So have no fear. All right, so let's get some more. What else, Spirit? Oh, okay, now I'm going to pull. Let me just arrange these cards real quick. Okay. All right, so I did have those right there. Okay. Actually, let me move them up here. Oh, there's a dragonfly that is on my window. I have my front window wide open because, oh, the lighting is just perfect. And there is a dragonfly. So that is a sign for someone. Dragonfly for someone. That is a sign from heaven. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so yes, so we have quite a few cards here. We got unreliable inspiration, shift, strategy, health, emotions, retail, next level, underworld, odd jobs, conflict, legal. And I did have these two: beginnings, solitude, and then we have justice. So yes, this is definitely clarifying or bringing some good information on this. Okay, I just had to look at that for a second. I was like, oh no, this came out and the day before the reading. So this is definitely what a lot of people are struggling with right now. So when we're on our journey, say, for example, I'll just use myself for example. When we're trying to discover more about ourselves, when we grow, we evolve, when we start a new career, and along that path, we end up discovering things about ourselves. Maybe we find out, oh, I like this over here. I want to follow this and study this and grow a career path in this instead of what, maybe you're currently doing, or something along those lines. That's how it was for me on parts of my journey. I was in complete solitude for majority of my life, but when I didn't quite understand that, it was a bit frightening. So when you change, like I was saying, when your soul is changing, you're growing and evolving, people around you, including some family, as hard as it is, childhood friends, as hard as it is, not everyone will grow and evolve with us. And sometimes we can still grow and evolve and still maintain these friendships or these connections with other people. But it's with the ones sometimes that are the hardest, or would say you have a spouse or a partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, and you're just outgrowing them and they don't understand, and there's a lot of conflict, and then you guys end up breaking up, splitting up, divorcing, all of that. And then you have to start, a new career. You got to figure things out. And all of that is frightening, and it can leave us surrounded with sometimes no support. And that is where some people will panic, they freak out, and they think that something is seriously wrong with them, when Spirit is here to confirm there's nothing wrong at all. It's just part of our soul's journey, our soul's growth. And it is okay to be scared and frightened and confused and depressed and anxious and all of that. It is okay to feel all of that, because that is where you start to really dig deep and you start to grow, is when you're deep in that pain, as hard as it is. But when you're, like I said, when you're growing, you're starting a new job path, a career, when your soul is birthing a new creation, when your energy will start shifting, and you'll start noticing that. And sometimes you may change, like your habits will start to change, your eating habits, your sleep pattern, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you look. Just little things will start to change, and that can trigger other people, or it can inspire other people. And sometimes along that too, we will question that, like, why is this happening? What's going on with me? Why do I feel so lonely? Why do I feel so different? And it's just because you are growing and you're evolving. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Where we get in our humanness, where we can get lost in our mind, is we think, or sometimes depending how you grew up, your beliefs about yourself, all of that programming can keep us stuck. It can keep us feeling that way, like, oh, there's something wrong with me because I'm not like my family, or I'm not doing what all of my friends are doing. When we're here, all of us are here to just simply have our human experience and get to experience our soul and discover our soul. So many of you will go on different paths, but you could still, oh, there's spirit confirming, but you could still maintain these connections if they understand. But it's like I said, the ones that don't understand, that's where we can hold ourselves back a little bit. Sometimes we can do that because we want their approval. We want them to stay in our lives. We want that validation from maybe our parents or friends, and we don't get that. And when we don't get that, we can often feel lonely or feel misunderstood, or even question ourselves, like I was saying. And when there's simply nothing wrong with you, darling, you are just growing, you are just evolving. And if anyone in your outside environment, if they are starting to act negative towards you or be any type of way, you just need to see them where they're at and come from an understanding, rather than arguing with them or trying to like prove your path or how you feel or what you're doing or why you're changing careers or why you're going down this path or why you want to be in a relationship with a certain person, all of that stuff. There's so many different things. But speaking about career, like if you're wanting to change and go a different path that is completely different than what your family's doing, your friends, your whole environment, that can lead us to feeling lonely. And it's not that we're really alone. You have to see it from that perspective of, what is this showing me? How is this helping me? What is this trying to teach me? Those were the things that Spirit, along my journey, I was raised by Spirit, still am, but growing up since I was a kid, 4 years old, is when I started to see Spirit, and I have been divinely guided and raised by Spirit my whole entire life. Yes, I had family, but I came from a very toxic family environment, so I was not taught anything about life. I had no knowledge. I was very reliant on Spirit because I had nobody around me to guide me and teach me right from wrong and teach me about the world and myself and all that good stuff. So I'm the perfect example, about this topic, speaking about this topic, because my whole majority of my life, I felt that feeling. I was so isolated, and it was the most beautiful and best thing that ever happened to me. But when you are going through it, it is hard. It is hard to see that side. And that's why you have to start asking yourself the hard questions when you're going through this. Because when you start growing, you evolving and changing, like I said, it doesn't happen like this for everyone, but majority of people will go through situations like this with other people. They may clash or have conflict with other people because their soul is growing and evolving. And whether that's with a partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, friends, family, coworkers, all of that good stuff, they some people they're gonna misunderstand you. They're gonna talk about you. They're gonna try to keep you in that old version where they liked you, because your growth can trigger the things inside them that they see within themselves that maybe they hide or keep suppressed, or that they feel like they can't go after. So these things can and will happen along your path. And you simply just being aware and understanding all of this is what will completely change all of this for you. And it will help you so much along your journey. I get so heartbroken because I see so many people going after their dreams, or just learning a new skill set, or someone that has great talent, and they hold themselves back so much because they are afraid to have these lonely periods, or they don't want their family or certain friends to um, not support them. They would rather stay in that pain and just remain the same, just to have that type of support there. And I never look at anyone through the lens of judgment. I see everyone where they're at. And so if you are one of those people struggling, it's okay. You eventually will work through it, or you won't. But the choice, it really is up to us. And when I became, like I said, aware of my own path, and I understood this, that, when I started to change my career path and I started to learn and grow, and I knew that there was going to be certain times that I was going to have to just sit with myself. I was going to have to learn to be my own best friend, which is hard because a lot of us, we're human. We want love. We want that support. We want connection. We all need that. Yes, we do. We need community. And when we don't get that, that's where we can really stop our growth. And it's really sad to see that, but it does happen. And I strongly feel once you get to that point where you can fully be aware of that on your journey, there's going to be periods where you're going to be by yourself. And if you can learn to adapt to that and be by yourself for a little while, because it's only temporary. Even when you lose a loved one, your pet, a drastic change in your life, it's all temporary. that pain, yes, it's extremely painful. It's very hard and challenging when we go through loss, grief, growth, all of that. I mean, the pain, some people, they can't even move forward. They get so stuck in that loss that they struggle just to push forward. And it's okay. Where you want to get to is to the point where you work through that. You feel the loss, you feel the pain, you feel that every day. And as you release your emotions, your worry, your fear, your guilt, your shame, as you work through that and not suppress it, every single day starts to get better, and you start to become a little bit stronger every time. And then just having that awareness that these times are going to happen, and that it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just simply means you're growing, you're evolving, and your reality is changing, and you're going to start aligning with the people who are on your frequency, the friendships, the career change, the jobs. You may get offered a job, or 6 months down the road you see a position, a management position in a company that you can apply for, that your skill set that you were working on and learning can really help a certain company, for example, like I said. But you're going to go through those. During this time, you can really go through these periods of just being either isolated or just not having as much friendship time, that support, that love, being misunderstood by certain family. And just having that awareness, like, okay, this is just simply what it is. See those people where they're at without judgment, and just keep going on your path. Keep learning your skill set, keep growing, keep studying. And on that path, you eventually will get there, but it does take time. It absolutely takes time here. Solitude and justice. A lot of people will question, like, well, why is God putting me through this? Or, Spirit, why would my loved ones, not guide me? Why would they want me to go through, their spirit confirming, why would they want me to go through this career change or relationship ending and change? Why would they want me to go through that pain? And in that pain and in the suffering is where we discover more about ourselves and where we truly grow. So for me, like I was saying, for example, when I was changing my career, I had to completely leave, when it was time, everything that I was comfortable with, everything that I knew. And I had to let everyone around me completely misunderstand me, because I would always get asked, why are you doing this? Oh, you think you're going to make a career out of this? You just need to go do what everyone else is doing. And I said, no, this is what my soul is calling me to do. And this is what I'm going to do, no matter how long it takes me. And along that journey, again, as I was growing and learning, ooh, there's spirits. There's some energy around here. Let me know if you could see the energy around. But when I was going through this, I did feel alone. I was learning my skill set, and I'm like, I thought, certain people, they would be happy for me. They would be excited for me. But no, some people weren't. And they just couldn't believe that I would completely leave one thing and start something totally different. But it's not for them to understand. And that's what I had to understand was I don't need, none of us, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. It's what you know in your soul, in your mind, your heart, your soul. And if it logically makes sense to move forward and learn a certain skill set or use your talent to grow into a career, you never know what can happen until you try. You have to try. And trying comes with this new beginning, this new path. And it doesn't matter how many times you fall down, how many times you fuck up, you just have to keep going. And all those times that you do make mistakes, you fall down, you fail, you're not really failing. You're just simply, your soul is learning. You're learning and you're learning and you're learning. So Spirit wants you to really understand this and don't let that feeling of, oh my gosh, I may have to walk alone for a little bit. Oh my gosh, I have this fear of failure. I have this fear of the people around me, or maybe if you put yourself on social media, of people watching me and judging me and watching me fall down. And it's okay. You have to be okay with that. And yes, it is a hard thing. It is very challenging to get to that point. But that's why, too, with the solitude, that's why Spirit will put you in that solitude for maybe a little while. You know, for me, I had like decades of solitude, but my path is a lot different. But for some people, maybe they have to spend a couple of years alone. Maybe some people, they dedicate the next 5 years to themselves, to learning a certain skill set that they can bring, that they can learn and bring a lot of value to the world. And that's going to require you to really buckle down, do your studies, learn and grow and change. Because with anything that we do, anything new we step into, we grow. That we have little periods of growth, whether you're aware of it or not. We're a soul we're multi-dimensional beings. We're not supposed to stay the same forever. We're here, we're going to grow, evolve, and change. Some of us are going to grow and evolve and change way differently than others. But knowing this and just coming from an understanding and respecting each other's paths, I wish we all could do that, because we wouldn't be lonely. We would be supporting each other and not picking at each other. But that's how it is right now. You know, people will do that. They're going to pick at you. They're going to misunderstand you. You're going to have those periods, like Spirit's saying, of feeling misunderstood and feeling alone. But it has nothing to do with there's something wrong with you. It has everything to do with Spirit will put you through these moments of solitude so that way you can focus, so you can understand more about yourself. So Spirit can reorganize your life. So Spirit can help recalibrate your energy, your energetic field, to help you to get to this point. Because every new job we take, every new step we take, even if you're in the same company and you're moving from one position up to a higher position, you still, your energy, your energetic field, your soul will have moments of growth, of change. And maybe the same friends for 20 years, or your coworkers, maybe they start saying things about you or misunderstanding you, and you have to be okay with that. Maybe they all just slowly just disappear out of your life. You have to be okay with that. And that doesn't mean, like Spirit is saying, there's nothing wrong with you at all. You will just go through these seasons, or sometimes for some of us, years of being isolated, of being alone. And it's not because you are unlovable or that there's something wrong with you. You just need that time. You need that personal space so your soul can grow. And for me, I love being alone. I truly do love being alone. I became my own best friend. And in the beginning, yes, I was absolutely terrified because I was programmed a certain way. I was programmed for my environment and then thrown into religion because I was told using my gift was bad and I was scaring people. So I had to deal with religious trauma, and I got out of that. But me even having to go through that experience, I was grateful for that because I found myself and I grew into myself. And during this journey, yes, it was very painful. I had moments where, I would cry to Spirit. Like, why am I alone? Why is everyone bullying me? Why am I, being mistreated? Why are the people that are coming into my life, why are they treating me this way? Why? I even thought to the point that I was just unlovable. And then when Spirit showed me that this was not the case, that my environment and the people that were doing negative things to me, these moments were the catalyst for my growth. And while I dug deep into depression, it finally hit. Once I hit that rock bottom moment, even as a young child, when I hit that moment where I just couldn't take it anymore, my soul just opened up and I grew. And I stopped allowing other people to make me feel that way. Because a lot of people, like I said, if they get triggered or if they don't like what you're doing on your new beginning, they're going to tell you things. They're going to attack you. They're going to say negative things. They're going to try to drag your energy down. They'll try to take you back to your old self where they felt comfortable, where you were used to be at, because it made them comfortable. Like I said, a lot of people, sometimes they will struggle when you grow. They can't embrace that for you sometimes. And you know what? It's okay. As hard as it is, it's okay. You could still love them and see them where they're at and just keep moving forward. All right. So in order, also with the Justice card here, Spirit says in order for you to receive divine justice, in order for you to make the necessary changes in your life, in order for you to align with who you really are and where you want to go, you're going to have these moments of solitude. And sometimes spirit will hop right in and have your life completely crumble. I went through periods where, family, friends, finances, everything in my life just completely crumbled. And when everything crumbled, I was scared. And then I realized everything is crumbling because I don't resonate with this anymore. My soul is dying to evolve and to be who I am. And everything in my life kept toxic cycle after one after another until I learned tower moment after one after another, losing money, friends, being pushed out of the family, being the scapegoat, the black sheep of the family, losing my vehicle, literally having nothing but myself and my connection to spirit. And sometimes there's spirit to confirm, like, yeah, girl, we did that. And everything just completely fell out of alignment within my life. And like I said, I didn't know right then and there when all of this was happening why it was happening. And I did the same thing. I questioned, why spirit, why would you do this to me? Why would you allow me to go through this? And then when spirit showed me, when I was finally able to sit with myself long enough to see the bigger picture, spirit showed me. And when everything crumbled, I started my journey. I got a mentorship program. I found what I needed to do in order to move forward, in order to dig deep into my skill set and start my job, my career, my business. And I wouldn't have done it if I didn't go through that, if I didn't have those struggles, if my world didn't completely just crash, and if I didn't completely lose everything. And I'm not saying it's all going to happen like that for you. I'm just using these as examples so you understand. But if I didn't have that pain, that excruciating pain and all those challenges, I would not be able to sit here in front of you today and talk about this. I wouldn't be sitting here doing these collective readings for you. I wouldn't be doing mediumship readings. I would have been way too afraid to do anything. So when you can see that, when you can become aware of what your challenges are bringing to you, what are they trying to show you? When you can come from that understanding and know that, it will help you get through it so much more, so much better. Not perfect, not Skittles and rainbows, but it will truly help you to get up and continue to move forward. And your loved ones, the divine, they're always guiding us, even when you can't believe it, even when you cannot see it, even when you're in the most challenging time and you're kicking and you're screaming at God, at your guides and your angels, like, why? You're still being guided and supported. And it is hard, and I completely understand things we go through. It's the pain. It's sometimes it's unbearable. And when we're able to walk through that pain, it does get better. I can sit here and promise you it does get better if you're willing to understand, come from an understanding place and pick yourself up slowly and move forward. And in those, when Spirit puts us in those solitude seasons or years, in order for us to achieve great things, build great things, become a better version of ourselves. And it's not really becoming a better version, it's just becoming who we truly are. Because so many people, they will wear a mask or they'll suppress themselves because of their partner, or they're afraid of being judged by family or their peers. There's so many different things. But when you can truly understand that and live from your soul, your life will become so much better over time. It truly will. So these periods of where Spirit puts you, so I call it spiritual boot camp or spiritual timeout sometimes. It's just to simply give you that solitude time, that time to learn, that time to grow, that time to expand. It's not a time to beat yourself up, to start stressing and freaking out and panicking. It's time to start asking yourself the questions. Okay, why is this going on? How is this going to help me? What is this trying to teach me? And what am I going to learn from this to move forward? And that's how we achieve great things, are in those moments, in those hard times. And then the reward after that is so much greater. But it is hard going through these periods of being alone. And we're not truly alone. Our spirit guides, our angels, God, whoever you believe in, our loved ones, they are always with us. Just because you cannot see them doesn't mean that they're not with you, loving you, guiding you, supporting you. You just have to sit in that stillness enough to hear them, to feel them. And it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be pissed off during these times, because it is challenging. But when you're able to not be in that energy, when you're able to have a moment where you can sit and not be upset, and you can start asking these questions, you will be divinely guided. In our moments, in our emotional moments, yes, it is hard to hear the divine speaking to us. It's hard to get signs. It's hard to get answers. And that's okay. We just have to work through. We have to work through that. Not suppress it, not say, oh, you just got to get over it. You don't get over it. You get through it by understanding and then taking the steps needed to get to where you want to go, and not be afraid of the periods of the years sometimes of being alone. And Spirit is also saying too, we can't, here with justice, we cannot control other people. We can't control our family. We can't control our friends. All we can control is ourselves. We can't force people to love us or to be around us, but you will align with those who are on your frequency in time. And you will never be alone. You're never alone. You have the divine is always within you and all around you. And you have you, darling. You have to become your own best friend, your biggest fan, your biggest supporter. And when you finally come to that as well, that's when you'll break the pattern, the habit of wanting that outside validation or approval, because you already give that to yourself, just like the divine gives it to you. And you will be okay, I promise. Your life will be so much better if you could come from an understanding point. And that's also too what Spirit wants me to tell you with this divine justice. That is how we break our karmic cycles as well, is by simply becoming aware of our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our habits, our traits. Become aware of the things that are keeping us from moving forward, from doing our soul work or whatever it is that you're trying to do in your life. We will meet people who will teach us these lessons as well. So that's how you break your karmic cycles, simply becoming aware of them and changing your perspective, seeing new beliefs, finding new beliefs that align with your soul and correcting the habits and the traits, the feelings and the emotions that no longer serve you. And as you go through your journey, as you go through these cycles, you will learn, you will understand, okay, this is why this person came into my life. Everybody comes into our life for a reason, even our family, the family that we're born into. They're all there to serve us, to serve our soul a greater purpose. And if you can see that, if you can discover that, your life will be so much better. And you won't be so worried about what people are going to say, what they're going to judge you for. You won't be worried about the times that you have to walk alone or be alone. And we're really not alone, but without, a lot of support. And some of us don't even have support. Some of us don't have family, friends, or parents. And I understand how frightening that can be, because I've had to walk a very quiet path, a very solitude path for a majority of my life. And when I became aware, like I was saying, of why, it completely changed my life. My life has changed so much just from simply becoming aware of this. As Spirit let me go through my journey, I went through so much pain, so much trauma, so many harsh challenges, to the point that I did not think I was even going to make it out alive at one point. And then that's where I discovered so much more, and why all of this, Spirit showed me all of this, why all of this was happening. And then it completely changed my life, and I completely broke all of my karmic cycles. So Spirit is saying that is how you do it. And along your journey, here with the other cards, inspiration and shift, just with these two here, someone here today is going through this right now. Your career or an area of your life is totally taking a different direction. And you could be right now questioning exactly what I was saying. Why, Spirit? Why is this happening? Why did I lose my house? Why did I lose my job? Why did I lose my car? Why am I losing my finances? And you have to come to that point of understanding and be able to be open to listen to the divine and what the divine is trying to tell you. And when you do hear, and then you have the courage to take what the divine is trying to show you and trying to teach you, and you take that and you move forward. When you have the courage to take all of that and change the course of your life for the better, you continue to grow, change, and learn. Your spirit will step in and bless you. You will make it, and you will be okay. I promise you. And it does take time. Any type of change takes time. When you change jobs, when you have breakups or divorces, to completely change your life, start a new career, building a business, it takes time. And however much time it takes is how it's going to take according to you. But it does take time, and you have to be okay with that, those periods of solitude. And remember, it's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because you're growing, you're changing, and you're learning. And in order for that, your life to get better, you have to just change your habits and keep doing it. And keep going and keep going and keep going until your reality starts to change. And it can take a while. I mean, I think I've been online here for almost consistently a full year. It takes time. And this full year is just me warming up. It's just practice for me. I still have a long time, a long ways to go. But when you practice, whatever it is, your skill set, your talent, you keep going, you keep putting yourself out there, you're basically falling forward. You're failing forward. You're not, oh, it didn't work one time, so it's never going to work. It's not going to happen. No, you have to do it 1,000+ times. All right. You got to keep going and keep going and keep going until you get it, till you master whatever it is that you're trying to do. And you will. All right. And along that journey, things may change as well in your job, your career, and you have to be okay with that too. You may get like new inspiration or new divine knowledge here with this shift, and you'll have to take that courage to take that shift and move forward. That's how we make great things, how we change great, how we achieve great things in this life. So we have to have that personal time. It's hard to understand, it's hard to study and to grow if we don't take that time. And if we're too afraid to sit with ourselves, if we're too afraid to be alone, that is just going to make it harder for you to get where you want to be. So coming from that understanding, that awareness, it will help you. And for me, like I was saying, for example, when I'm been going through this journey, and I still have challenges, and I just look at it, I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, what do I need to learn from this? And how can I shift and change and move forward? Instead of, I used to come upon a challenge and it would take me down for a couple of days, and I would just cry and, the world is going to end over here. And that's how I used to feel a long time ago. And then when I finally came from that awareness and broke my habits and my patterns of that thinking and staying stuck and not understanding it, once I was able to switch all that, now I just, like I said, I look at challenges and right away, okay, this is happening, what's going on, feel the emotion, feel the pain. Now what do I need to do to solve this and move forward and get moving forward and not letting myself sink and be all wrapped up in my head about said situation. And the more you get better at practicing that and understanding that, the more you will be able to rely on yourself and the divine. Okay? And that's where a lot of people will get, stuck. They will start something and then they will get stuck because they start going through the challenges. They may start getting isolated and they start freaking out. They're like, oh, no, this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing because all these challenges are coming up and happening. So you stop and then you jump to something else. And then the similar thing may happen, and then that same pattern, you stop and then you jump to something else instead of finishing, instead of trying the first thing. So keep trying until the first idea, the first plan, whatever, until it shows you it absolutely is not going to work. And then start something else. But it takes time. Change, growth, learning, anything. It takes time, and you have to be okay with that. A lot of people, they want that instant change, that instant knowing, that instant gratification, and when they don't get it, they will freak out and lash out and get angry and just completely drag themselves down, and they will fall apart. So try to come from that understanding that life is happening for you. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And you will get that inspiration. You will get that divine knowledge. If you come upon a challenge and you're freaking out, it's okay. Go. The best thing I do is I put on my shoes, I go outside, I go for a walk, or I do a quick workout to get my energy moving. So to get your energy moving, get that connection to the divine, move your body, move, go for a walk. You will get clarity. You will clear your mind, and you will get that spark of inspiration. Or go to the gym, go sit outside, go sit under a tree, go sit in grass, or just put your feet on the dirt and just let yourself feel the sadness, the emotion, the feeling, the thoughts. Feel it, give yourself time to feel that, and then start asking the questions. And then you'll get that spark of inspiration or divine knowledge or guidance, so that way you can shift. All right? And you will get strategies. Spirit will divinely guide you. You just, like I said, have to get through this and become aware and come from that understanding. And then Spirit will give you things to help you become more strategic in whatever you are doing, to help you move forward, to help you succeed, to help you achieve what it is that you are trying to do. And you have to know and understand that anything we do, anything at all that we do, we are going to have challenges. There will be obstacles. If you are trying to walk through your life and have nothing happen at all, no challenge, no obstacle, nothing, if you think nothing bad will ever happen, you actually will draw that energy more into your life. So coming from that understanding and that full awareness that, okay, I'm gonna go down this path, I gotta pivot and go this direction. You can look ahead and just see, okay, there may be these challenges, these types of challenges ahead. That way you could prepare yourself a little bit more. And when those challenges arise, you won't be so full of anxiety or fear or all up in your head, or you won't worry about when you go through those moments of solitude and when things start crumbling and falling down. You won't, there's Spirit confirming, you won't allow yourself to stay down or stuck for a long period of time. You will be able to get that divine inspiration and learn how to pivot and move however you need to achieve what it is that you're trying to achieve. All right. And remember that mistakes are normal. They're not even mistakes. You're just learning. You're simply learning. So don't let that, with the justice here, don't let that hold you back or keep you down. Because remember, coming from that understanding that whatever path you walk, whatever path you take, there's going to be those people who are going to talk about you, who are going to judge you, who are going to misunderstand you, all of that. As long as you know what you're doing and you are true to yourself and the divine, you will be just fine. And you will be so proud of yourself. You'll be able to take yourself to the next level. So this is where a lot of you out in the collective are going through this right now. Like I said, you could be in that period of solitude of where everything just crumbled and you're like, oh shit, what is going on? And this is what's happening. Your life, your reality is being rearranged, reorganized while you learn, while you grow, and while you evolve. So just keep doing what you're doing, okay? And it's Spirit saying it's important because here with the emotions, the love, and the money and the health, it is important to take the time. You have to take care of yourself. You have to make yourself a priority. You must take care of your well-being so that way you have the strength to move forward. So that way you can pick yourself up on the days that you can and move forward. And it is hard, it is challenging, and it will get better. You just have to allow yourself the grace and the personal space and the time to do it, to move through your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings, your grief, your anger, your hurt, all of that. So that way you can do the work and start aligning with more with your finances and love, and your health will start to improve. But it's little baby steps, one step at a time. And then as you build up those new habits, you can start adding another one in and another as you grow and evolve. Some people can do this quicker than others. So don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare your life to someone else's, because everyone's journey is different and unique for a reason. All right. So don't let your emotions or the challenges and your feelings of your path keep you from the things, the tasks, and the things that you need to do in order to create your new finances, in order to create that new flow, in order to align, with that love. And it's all a frequency. It's all in who you are. And that's why it's important to take care of yourself, your health, your spiritual, your mental, your physical, your emotional. So that way it doesn't get in the way and affect your path as much. All right. Ooh, I like this health card. And it's okay when we go through these times, like I said, we're not going to be perfectly healthy. We're going to have issues, but that's why Spirit is saying make sure to stay on top of your health, of your emotions. If you need to talk to a therapist, if you need to reach out to someone, I'm always here as well. You could book a psychic session, a mediumship one. I hold sacred space for you. So if you're struggling with any of this, I'm here to help you as well, to help you see what is going on and help you figure out what it is that you need to know and understand now in order to move forward. So Spirit and I, we're always here for you. Don't ever feel like you are alone, because you're truly not. All right. So yes, knowing all this, like I said, some of you are going to, with the money and the odd jobs and the next level, you're going to be creating or building something from your soul. So whatever your soul is pulling you towards, if it is something that you can really put into fruition, something that you can learn, something that you can build and grow, you could plant those seeds and you could water them and you really can make something with it. Go for it. Go for it, because it will take you. Spirit is confirming right now, you are headed into the next level. of your life. So that is why a lot of things are crumbling and falling down right now. And even with the money, you could be losing money too, like I said. But it's making room for what is coming in, for what you're creating, what you're growing, what you're building. So a lot of you are going to be having completely different jobs, different careers, building something completely new that may not have even been done or heard of. So don't stop what you're doing. Spirit has your back so much. All right. And they're very proud of you here with the legal, the underworld, and the conflict. Spirit is spiritually going to war for you. They are helping you during this time. So reach out. And like I said, if you need my help, I'm here too. My link is in the bio or description here below. But don't fight with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself either. Hi, Tony. How are you? Don't be so hard on yourself. No, I'm not live on TikTok today. I'm going to go live on either Thursday or Friday. I have appointments today, so I hopped on here real quick before, because I'll be, after this, I'm going to be out for a couple of days. I know it's so hard for me to take time off. I'm like, oh, it's hard. But yeah, give yourself grace, okay? And don't fight with yourself. We can do that. We can be our own worst critic, our own worst enemy, but don't talk to yourself negatively. Don't drag your energy. Don't pull yourself down. And if you catch yourself speaking ill to yourself, start observing that and then start changing that. Replace that negative word with a positive word. And that even takes time to build as well. It's not just magically overnight you're this perfect person. And we're not here to be perfect. We're not here to strive for perfection. We're here to awaken to our soul and be our true, authentic self to the best that we can. And we're in such an incredible timeline, Spirit is confirming here with the underworld, that we have so much at our fingertips. So many of us, we could start our own business and put it out here on social media, where, you know, our parents or grandparents couldn't do that. They didn't have that. We have so much going for us as the world evolves, that we have so much at our fingertips that we can create. We're not as limited anymore as we used to be. So our means of earning money can be in so many different ways. We just have to try and just have to give ourselves that enough time, that space, that grace to grow, and know that it's going to require for us to be alone at times. I lost, where did the solitude card? Oh my gosh, where did I put it? Oh my God, where did it go? Oh, there it is, over here. Yes. Oh, Jody says Facebook for moms and dads. I know, I don't. I just, you know, I post on there, but I love TikTok and YouTube. Yes, I love it. Yeah, Facebook is like more family stuff. I'm like, no, I love being over here. Usually everyone on Facebook, they follow me over here anyways. But yes, lastly, Spirit is saying too, don't be afraid to create whatever you can, whatever your soul is desiring to create. Don't be afraid. You have to be able to be okay and comfortable with growing, learning, and evolving and stepping out and not having that support and validation from others, and learning to give it to yourself and be your own best friend and reconnect back with the divine, because you have so much incredible support once you reconnect back to that, once you fully become aware of that. And don't be afraid to, like I said, if you create something that's completely out of the ordinary, or what people are going to be labeled as taboo or different, you know, everyone is different and unique. And that's what makes this experience so much more better, is because we all are different and unique. And when we're not afraid to go exploring in that and really letting our soul shine, it can really make a huge impact in this world and in many people's lives that truly need that. Because we all need each other, and we all can bring something unique and special to this world. All right, some of you, I mean, you may like hidden knowledge, or you may could bring that hidden knowledge to light to help other people understand their life path or themselves, their soul. There's so many different ways that we can make money. You don't need to go to college. You just need to learn a skill set or something that your soul is being divinely guided to. And not everyone is going to follow their dreams or follow their passion, because a lot of us don't even know what the hell that is. But along your journey, you will discover what you like. What are you drawn to? And just go diving into that. And during that, you will figure it out what you like. I went and experienced many different jobs. And it was when I was pushed out of every single job that I finally was like, all right, I'm going to dig deep into my mediumship and psychic work and start my own business, because everything was circling me back to this, because this is what I was meant to do. And I avoided it so bad, you guys. I was like, nope, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to make me do it. And it was not like, oh, the divine is making me do it. This is what my soul wants to do. And the humanness in me was fighting it. Here with the conflict, was fighting myself, you guys. And then when I finally, like I said, I just had, you know, job loss after job loss, parent loss, you know, friend loss, just my everything around me kept crumbling. And I just hung on to it for dear life. And I tried so hard to control everything in my life that it just crumbled. All of it. Job, finances, partnership, house, you know, family loss, friend loss, all of that. It was just so much all at once that, like I said, I didn't think I was going to truly make it. I thought I was just that was going to be the end of me, because I couldn't take that much pain at one time. And I let myself fall down and crumble and go through the emotions and the grief. And then that's when I started, in my solitude, is when I started getting the answers and getting the awareness and the understanding of why everything was happening for me, not to me, but for me. And I started learning more about my skill set, digging deeper, and along my path, I've been able to get through my challenges, you know, and still be here and continue to build my business. Because like I said, I'm here, I'm just getting started, but I've been here for a while, and letting myself just go through the motion, the feelings, the growth, the learning, all of it. Tony says, yep, networking. Yep. Yes. Oh, you know what? Let me put the chat up here. Oh no. Oh, I don't know what happened to the chat box, so we'll figure that out. I don't know. Some of these, I got to really learn this streaming app, but yes, so this was your collective message. I know I kept you guys here longer. I didn't get to the other decks, but you know what? Let me pull one more card from this. One more, Spirit, one more. Let's leave the collective. Ooh, right here, this card, and get grounded. Patience, just like I was saying. Yes, your journey to achieve great things, to evolve, grow, learn, to do anything, you're going to have to be patient. And I know for a lot of us, patience is hard. It is so hard to be patient because we want things now. We're so impatient. We're like, no, give it to me now, or that's it. I'm not going to do it. And that's not how you're going to get far at all. That's how you'll keep swimming in your own karmic cycles until you become aware and break those habits. And like Spirit was saying, how you break your karmic cycles is just simply becoming aware of those thoughts, feelings, emotions, and habits that are keeping you in that cycle. And you simply start changing it, changing those habits, those patterns, giving yourself the grace and the patience, and you will break your cycles. You don't have to walk through all your karmic cycles if you become aware and start breaking them. But if you don't, you're going to still go through all those cycles with different people until you learn and break them. So like for me, I was going through a lot of toxic cycles with different people, same lesson. And then I was finally on my last one where just everything blew up in my face. And I was like, oh, this is what it's teaching me. Oh, I was like, girl, if I would have known this like 10 years ago, it would have saved me so much. But I had to go through those cycles, those horrible cycles. And then once, like I said, I became aware, and then I was like, oh, Spirit, okay, well, let's change this. Let's change this. And I had to start being patient and change my habits and my traits. And it takes time. It takes time to build up new habits. It truly does. And yeah, you will have to have, I'm giggling because I know and I understand how hard it is. I truly do. So like I said, if you need help, I'm here for you. Don't feel like you're alone, because you truly are not alone. Spirit and I, we got your back. All right. But it's going to require having faith and having that patience and committing to this, to yourself, and being okay being alone for a little while. Because remember, all this is temporary. It is all temporary. And the longer it's going to take to get there, it depends on you. No matter what anybody says, it depends on you taking the steps to get there and making it happen. But Spirit will show you the way. The universe will give you what you need. They will provide for you. They will help you. Yes, it's hard to see them, but if you listen, if you can sit and be still enough to listen to the guidance, if you can go for a walk by yourself, be able to allow the energy to move through you in order to get that divine spark and inspiration and knowledge to help you understand and move forward. If you the longer you hang on to control and to try to control everything, that your outcome, just everything. And it's okay if you do, like I've been there too, but once we become aware and we understand, we start to slowly let go of that control of how everything's going to unfold, of how things are going to happen, of how this is going to work. And we just focus on the present and the skill set and moving forward and changing those habits. That's when the magic will happen. That's when your reality will start to change, when you just let go of that control and allow yourself the grace and the patience. And I mean, you have to have patience because it will take time. Like for me, for example, like I was saying, I've been here for a long time online. I hopped on and off online for a couple of years, and then I finally became consistent. And it's still been a while. And I've had to let go of that control of knowing, okay, well, when is all this just going to really take off for me? Well, be patient, keep working, keep going, because it takes time to build anything, to change, to grow, to evolve. It took me years for me to grow from my toxic cycles, to grow back into who I am. I could have done it a lot faster if I wasn't so scared and so full of fear. But now I can just change a habit, and within 30 to 90 days, I can completely transform. But it just comes from that simple awareness and understanding and just letting that need to control. All right. And lastly here, Spirit, with the Get Grounded card. I love this. I love this. And what was I saying? Connect with nature. Take care of your health. Make sure you're eating the best that you can. Stay hydrated. Drink your electrolyte water. Your water. Spirit says water. Drink your water. You have to stay hydrated. All right. And get out in nature. Go for your walks. Oh, there's Spirit. Go for a walk. Sit out underneath the tree. Sit outside by yourself and connect to yourself and to our Mother Earth and to the cosmos. You will recharge your field. You will feel a lot better, and it will help to release. That's how I release a lot of negative energy that I pick up, or even that I go through. I will grab a blanket and a pillow and I'll go lay outside in my front yard or in my backyard. Or when I go meditate, I will sit underneath the tree and I will sit there, or I will lay there for however long I need to until I feel good. So do that. Put that into your practice. Because once you move your energy, because we are energy, remember, we need to move it. We need to move that energy. But being grounded and staying grounded the best you can will absolutely help you along your journey. It will, especially during the harsh challenges, because it is hard. Life is hard, and at times it kicks us in the ass so hard. And it's okay to not be okay. I mean, I had periods where I would go outside and just cry outside, lay down on the ground and just cry and release all of my worry, my pain, my fear, whatever it was. And then after a while, I felt better. I felt grounded and I could think clearly. And I was able to move through whatever situation I was going through. And especially like when you have your own business and you got people rely on you, you know, you have challenges, if you have an assistant, and not everything is going to be perfect. You know, people go through things and you have to learn how to navigate through those challenges and still show up for your job every day or however much you work. It is challenging and it's very hard, but it's not impossible. So these are the tips for today that Spirit wanted to let you know, all right, on this, because I know a lot of you are going through this right now and you're just in the middle and you're of the challenge and you're just like, what the fuck? What is going on? But hopefully this helped you. All right. Oh, Tony says, I agree. It's all about success. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for being here, Tony. Sending you so much love. And I will be, like I said, yes, I will be back on TikTok. I want to try Thursday, but on Friday for sure. I have an appointment, so I have to take a couple of days off to recover. So yeah, if it goes pretty quick, I'll be on Thursday. But if not, Friday for sure. All right, guys, I love you so much. Let me know here in the comments, like I said, if this resonated for you, if this helped you. And let me know, what great thing are you working on right now that you are getting ready to achieve, whatever it is. All right, so Spirit and I, we can celebrate you. And remember, you are so loved. You are so divinely guided and protected, and you are truly never alone. Tony says, I miss seeing you on. Yes, I miss you all. Miss you guys so much. So, all right, guys, I will see you back live on Friday. All right, sending you so much love.